Hi friends, and welcome to class. Let's talk about our syllabus. I've gone about this in a way that seeks to convey that I know you're busy people and you're practical people. So what I've done is shape the experience to appeal to your heart, your head, your hands, and if we do well, those things you leave in this world, your hope. You see, the heart is a place that shows what we love. The head shows how we lean, how we learn. The hands show how we live or how we lead. And when all of these things are working congruently, it'll affect our legacy, those things that we leave, the hope that we are seeking to bring about in the world. Well, that's how we're going to pursue every single week that we're together. Heart, head, hand, and hope. And you'll see that I've organized all of our conversations. I've calibrated the reading. I've developed some assignment tasks that fit that rhythm. And I'm asking you to trust and relax into that. Because I know that you're so busy, you're so committed to what you're doing, I've installed into our design a rhythm called reflect and respond. Beginning with this week, this is a reflect week. There's a lot of stuff to consume, but you're to reflect on it. You're not doing threaded discussions. Sure, you're doing heart work. I provide plenty of scripture in this class. You're doing head work. There's plenty of theories and constructs and vocabulary. I've got some coaching I want to do, some constructs that I think are useful to you. They got a practical application. In the reflect weeks, you do the 3 R's. You're going to review things, you're going to relate them, and you're going to report some things. You're going to review what I send out, the texts. You're going to relate using the Salvation Army learning priorities that I received from your coordinator. You're going to connect 2 to 3 of these to our reading. This is a place for you to take your notes and your quotes. And then you're going to report. I'm going to ask you to generate an organizational drama. All of this reading, all this talking should remind you of a story, something you're going through, something you've been going through, or someone else you care about and another organization is going through. And you're going to tell us a little story in the next week. When we get to the respond week, that's the week you're going to thread. And you're going to do those things you do in most of your classes, where you talk with your peers about a thing. But this time, guess who's going to be the prof? You are. You're going to host a thread that tells a story, an organizational drama where something was in conflict, something was not resolved. You're going to give us enough of the story that we have the facts, that we can begin doing analysis based on the kinds of things we've been reading. And you're going to invite at least 2 of your peers to come to your thread to join you in conversation, to join you in analysis and discovery. And you're going to be the one that sends them back to the reading you've done. You're going to provide citations, you're going to provide questions, but you're not going to give away the plot line. You're not going to give away the end of the story. Leave the cliffhanger there. Draw us in as long as we can until you have gotten some perspective from your peers on this circumstance that you've put before us. That's the respond weeks. There are a few assignments. You're going to do an interview out in the field. Hopefully you'll find someone outside of your organization, a nonprofit leader, an executive that you can learn from. I'll ask you to take the PACE concept, the four elements, the programming, the assigning, the capitalizing, and the evaluating, and ask how an organizational leader does that. You might go to the United Way or the Red Cross or some other organization in your community that's a nonprofit that you think you might benefit from or that your unit might benefit from. Your final assignment is going to be also with a PACE. You're going to do an organizational audit. You're going to develop an audit based on the 4 categories of PACE where you go out and learn about an organization and get some sense of how they're doing in their fidelity. Not to catch them. This isn't a gotcha sort of game, but to give some sense of vocabulary and order, and then possibly a gift to that organization that says, hey, I've taken some time to understand what you've been doing. I've conducted a few interviews on your place. I've looked around at some things, and this is what I've learned about your space. This is what I'd like to share with you. Here's a few recommendations I'd offer. I have some examples of this that I'll upload for you, and I'll be doing some coaching both on the interview and how to achieve an organizational audit using the PACE model. You'll see that I've provided quite the detailed piece. Now, there's one other assignment that's going to be hitting you pretty quickly. You got to introduce yourself. I want you to make a 3-minute video, less than 3-minute video, just to say, hey, this is where I am and I gave you the instructions in the place. Why is that important? If I can get 100% participation of everybody uploading this and you can figure out how to upload things, it's possible I might be willing to convert the final assignment from a written document, I believe it's a 10 to 12 page written assignment, to an oral report that follows a script, that has some definite critical content. Can't sit there and just talk coffee with me on video. You will lose points. But if you're willing to do the work, especially master this first milestone of achieving some technology, I might be willing to shift things towards an oral report. I've been wanting to play with one of these, a video oral report. Been wanting to play with one of these for a while, and I think you're quite the group that I ought to consider doing it with. Well, those are just a few highlights from the class. I'm on your side. I want you to win. This is about the mission going forward. But let me give you a hint about me. I'm not the kind of professor that has teachers' pets. I'm not looking for you to do something for me. If you're used to trying to impress the professor and you like sending lots of emails and phone calls of, Professor, what do you want here? And Professor, what do you want there? You're already showing me you're missing the point. You've got work to do, and I'm here to serve you and to advance real work, not for you to perform for me. And if I catch you at the act of that, I might raise the question around, are you ready to give up the ninth grader ways and join an adult conversation? Because in this class, you've got to lead. You've got to show me what you got, and I'm going to join you in it as equals in the mission. As equals in the mission. Okay, that's about all I want to get started with. I'll see you in the classroom. I'm looking forward to working with you these next 8 weeks.